Okay, bros. We're here for your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular bro ratings. Now, here's your host. Okay, bros, I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson, and we're here for another episode of your weekly NXT Fix. We've got some championship matches on the docket for tonight, and as you can imagine with NXT, it's going to be on fire. So, bros, we kicked off this Tuesday's edition of NXT with Austin Theory, Johnny Gargano, in the ring, ready for a match. Who comes out none other than your NXT champion, Karrion Kross, with Scarlett. And as you can imagine, they have an awesome entrance. Now, I have to say, first go around with Karrion Kross was not totally sold on him just being an unstoppable monster. I mean, I think he and Keith Lee could have had a great match during their title match when Kross got injured. But I like seeing a little bit of vulnerability. So, the first half of this match, Kross just dominated. I mean, making Austin Theory look like a punk. And Austin Theory, yes, he's Gargano's lackey, so to speak, right now. But he's still a top blue chip prospect in NXT. That's what I consider him. So I was very happy to see the second part of the match where Austin Theory got some moves in on Kross, doing some damage, hurting Kross, almost getting the count-out victory. I was on the edge of my seat there saying, oh my god, is Austin Theory gonna get a win over Kross by countout? I thought it was gonna happen, bros. But in the end, Kross hit a couple Saito suplex, Doomsday, time's up, forearm to the back of the head, Austin Theory's knocked out, Kross looking at Gargano, just puts on the Kross jacket. The chokehold, Austin Theory's out, ref rings the bell, Austin Theory's unable to compete. Karrion Kross, your winner. Kross is just looking at Gargano, and I would love to see that match. I think there's some foreshadowing right there. We hope. And after the match, Kross is standing there with the title, and he turns and looks over his shoulder. Finn Balor standing right behind Kross, doing the same thing that Kross did to Balor. And Finn says, I want my rematch. Kross says, not as bad as I want it. And there you go. They make it happen. Balor versus Kross coming up. So, pretty good opening segment for NXT. We're going to give that one a 7.8 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we have Breezango versus MSK in a tag team bout. Now, MSK, phenomenal, doing all their signature moves. Breezango looked pretty good, although they're the wily veterans in this tag team match here. And I just really loved the showdown between Tyler Breeze and MSK. I mean, you put either guy from MSK in there with Tyler Breeze, and it was pretty awesome. Now, one of my favorite spots in this match was the referee. They're doing drop-down leapfrogs, crisscrossing the ropes. The referee even gets involved. He does a drop-down. He does a leapfrog. And then MSK, I think it was Wes Lee, I believe, could have been Nash Carter, hit Tyler Breeze with a dropkick. I mean, it was just... And the referee was like all pumped up, ready to go. I thought it was awesome. Hilarious spot there. In the end, it was MSK who hit their blockbuster move, 1, 2, 3, after the match. They all shook hands, show respect. Pretty cool, pretty well done. MSK, Breezango. Good solid tag team match. We're going to give this one a 7.9 on the bro ratings. A little, maybe an extra point or two for that referee for sure. Now, in the back, Johnny Gargano looking for Regal, asking him why he hates him so much. Well, Regal says, you know what, Johnny, I don't hate you. I value you. You're a North American champion. I value you tremendously, and you're going to be defending that title next week against Bronson Reed. And then, major announcement, TakeOver! NXT TakeOver! Our next TakeOver event will be NXT TakeOver in your house! And it will be announced for Sunday, June 13th. Hosted by none other than Todd Pettengill, one of the original hosts from WWF in your house in the mid-90s. Pretty cool. And then, out of nowhere, the commentators are talking. Everrise shows up behind the commentators with a sign. It says Everrise Live, their Saturday morning talk show on social media. And they say, hey, we got mugs. They've got their Everrise mugs. And Wade Barrett goes, you know what? Shotzi Blackheart broke my mug last week. Maybe I should get one of those Everrise mugs. Nice little spot. Puts Everrise on TV. But we need to see them in action here, folks. Next contest. Pete Dunne versus Leon Ruff. Pete Dunne calls out any competitor who thinks they can challenge him. Leon Ruff had a little tiff with William Regal earlier, saying he was not going to let Ruff compete. Ruff shows up, answers the open challenge, and Pete Dunne whips him, puts the boots to him. Ruff was getting some moves in, but Pete Dunne really gave it to him. Pete Dunne is your winner there. Just manipulating the fingers. Pete Dunne kind of dominated Leon Ruff. Truthfully, did not really care for this match. No, it was a way to get Ruff on the show, but Pete Dunne needs to have some major matches here in NXT. I mean, you got to put this guy in the North American title picture or the NXT World title picture, one or the other. Get Pete Dunne up there. He is that good. So with that being said, bros, a little disappointed here. We're going to give that one a 7.1 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Big announcement in 2 weeks. Frankie Monet, VIP premiere. That means her in-ring debut for Frankie Monet, formerly known as Taya Valkyrie, La Guerra Loca. Should be good. Should be very interesting to see that because she's instantly going to be a top title contender. And then the announcement has been made also in 2 weeks. Maybe not as important as this VIP premiere for Frankie Monet, but Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor, the rematch on your Tuesday NXT show. Next match of the night, we have your NXT Women's Championship match. Mercedes Martinez challenges your current champion Raquel Gonzalez, being accompanied to the ring by Dakota Kai. And pretty solid match between these two women. I will say, Raquel Gonzalez has been so good for over a year now. Her first title defense was a little lackluster. I mean, she had such great chemistry with Io Shirai, with Rhea Ripley. Raquel and Mercedes just weren't there. Some of the timing was off. Mercedes is a veteran of the ring here, and you could tell she was trying to save some moves maybe, but it didn't come across great. There was one where they were running across the ropes, tried to do some sort of spear or tackle, I guess. Didn't look very good, and then Mercedes just started putting the boots to Raquel, just kicking her when she was down. In the end, Raquel Gonzalez picks up Mercedes, one arm, power bomb, 1, 2, 3. She's your winner. I mean, we all thought Raquel was going to win that very predictable match. Not a bad match, just predictable, and a couple miscues, if you will. So Raquel Gonzalez retains the title, and I was just waiting for Dakota Kai to boot Raquel in the face and turn on her. Bros, I see it happening. Mark my words. If it happens, you heard it here first. So, with that being said, this title match, Mercedes versus Raquel, is going to get a 7.7 on the bro ratings. And now, for your 1 minute figure review. Okay, bros, here's the figure we're going to be talking about this week. It is none other than the NXT TakeOver Elite, Bayley. Now, we have a huge women's championship match this week. Mercedes Martinez versus Raquel Gonzalez, so it's only fitting we talk about one of the greatest NXT women's champions of all time, Bayley. Now, this is pretty cool. Bayley made her NXT debut March 20th, 2013. As you can tell, she is wearing the classic I'm a hugger gear with the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, aka the Bayley Buddy. Pretty awesome figure, good likeness. I mean, she's just happy, she's smiling, she's excited. She's got the tassels coming from her arms, blue and white ring attire. Pretty awesome. Bayley NXT TakeOver figure. Now, back to me. And we're back! NXT action resumes with an in-ring interview. New music's playing. Words on the screen say, hit row. Hit row. Hit row. Hit row. Very catchy. And out comes Isaiah Swerve Scott with his new entourage. They cut a very good in-ring promo, and we have a new faction, a new stable formed here in NXT. Swerve is the leader, and he says, it's about to get real spooky here in NXT. And then we have the announcement made. We know him as AJ Francis. That's what he was revealed last week when Swerve defeated Ruff. He was the big guy that caught Ruff, hit the Death Valley driver on the barricade there. AJ Francis, if you so watch, he's also on WWE shows Most Wanted Treasures on A&E on Sundays. So it was good to see him getting a spot here in NXT, but he is now known as Top Dollar. And he did a little rap that was pretty awesome actually. And he said, Top Dollar, who hotter, not nada. I like it. I don't know. It's catchy. I'm a big fan of Hit Row so far. Then we had Ashanti, the Adonis, and he's almost the hype man. He's the kind of guy that, you know, if you want a shot at Swerve, you got to go through Ashanti first. He's, you know, maybe the crazy guy. He's the guy who attacks people first. Good to see Ashanti Adonis in this group. And then the female of the group. Turns out her name is B-Fab. Well, B-Fab is the dime who makes the deals. And why not? Why not put a female in this group? We have Gargano's stable, The Way. It's Johnny, Austin Theory, Candice, and Indy. So you have 2 guys, 2 girls. And this group, you have 3 guys, 1 girl. So it's great. So you got Swerve, Ashanti the Adonis, Top Dollar, and B-Fab. Hit row, hit row, hit row. And with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.5 on the bro ratings. Look out for big things to come from Hit Row. Up next, Cameron Grimes. He's at a house auction. And the bid, and he goes crazy. He's bidding. He bids up to $8 million. But a gentleman in the back holds up a $20 million bid. And that's it. It's sold. Cameron Grimes says, I'm not going higher than that. A house isn't worth it. And it turns out it is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And DiBiase walks up to Cameron Grimes. He goes, you know, son, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. Love these segments, these vignettes. Cameron Grimes, Ted DiBiase, classic stuff. Keep them coming, NXT. Our next contest, Oney Lorcan, accompanied to the ring by Pete Dunne versus Kyle O'Reilly. And Oney Lorcan was chopping Kyle O'Reilly so hard his chest was all red. Kyle O'Reilly was kicking him, forearms. At the end of the match, though, it was Kyle O'Reilly hit that flying knee drop to the back of Oney Lorcan's head. 1, 2, 3. Kyle O'Reilly's your winner, but Pete Dunne gets in there and starts putting the boots to Kyle. Starts kicking him as he's down. Someone jumps out from the audience, and who is it? None other than Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish returns to NXT, helps Kyle O'Reilly out. They clear the ring, And then afterwards, they're kind of standing looking at each other. And no microphone or anything, Kyle says, Bobby, thanks for having my back tonight, but you know where I'm going from here on out. Kind of want to do this on my own. Bobby goes, Kyle, no problem, man. I get it. You do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. As a matter of fact, I've got some scores to settle. And he looks up at the ramp at Oney Lorcan and Pete Dunne. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully, we get a little tag team match. Kyle and Bobby, love seeing them together in tag team action. But was overall not really impressed. Maybe it was a little rushed with the Oney Lorcan Kyle O'Reilly match. Those two guys are great, and I think they could have delivered a better match than they did. This gets a little bump up for the Bobby Fish return, but at the end of the day, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.3 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we have an announcement. Bronson Reed versus Johnny Gargano North American Championship Steel Cage match next week. And leads you into your main event of the evening, the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. 2 out of 3 falls. It is Santos Escobar versus Kushida in a rematch for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, kind of slow. They're figuring each other out in the beginning of the match. Santos Escobar hits the Phantom Driver on Kushida. 1, 2, 3. First fall. Shortly thereafter, very shortly, Vic Joseph is even saying, like, don't go to break. Don't cut it away. Don't cut it away. This action's intense. Kushida puts Santos Escobar in a cross arm breaker. Santos Escobar taps out. It is 1-1, and then they go to picture-in-picture. When they return, the action is absolute fire. What a fantastic end to this match. Fantastic match overall. Santos Escobar was looking to hit a Phantom Driver off the top rope. Kushida countered it into a suplex off the top rope. Puts on the hoverboard lock. Santos Escobar is reaching to the ropes. Barely touches it with a finger and then grabs it. Barely gets the rope. Well, Kushida grabs that hoverboard lock again. Suplexes Escobar into the turnbuckle. Crazy. And then wraps that arm around and does a bridge suplex. Escobar's arm is injured. He can't even move. He's pinned down so tightly. 1, 2, 3. Kushida is your winner, retaining the NXT Cruiserweight Championship in an absolute fire match. Fantastic main event. We're going to give that one an 8.7 on the bro rating. So that means that was your match of the night, Kushida versus Santos Escobar. Now, we had 7 matches or in-ring segments, giving us an average bro rating this week of 7.71. Slightly down from last week, but overall still a very solid show for NXT. Now, you want some predictions, don't you? Because last week, good old Jimmy the Gibson went 3 for 3 on his predictions. So you can pretty much take these to the bank, if you will. Predictions for next week! Oh boy! Prediction time. Next week, NXT has announced 2 major matchups. We have Zoe Stark versus Toni Storm. Your winner will be Toni Storm. That's right. That's right, bros. It's Toni time. Toni Storm, this is a must-win match for her. If she doesn't win, you might as well send her up to Raw or SmackDown because her NXT career has been a bust if she doesn't win this one. Expect a big win here, statement win, and she moves on to possibly even challenge Raquel Gonzalez for the Women's Championship. And in your main event next week, North American Championship Steel Cage match. Bros, it's going to get crazy. Johnny Gargano, he's going to pull out all of his Johnny Takeover moves, his repertoire, as he goes up against Thick Boy, that's right, I said it, Colossal Bronson Reed in a Steel Cage match. your winner. And new NXT North American Champion will be Bronson Reed. He's taking the title off of Johnny Gargano. You heard it here first. So, I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. And we will see you next week for some more